how you use U.S. legal forms. Like what was the last form that you pulled up?
So I use it as a starting point for a lot of stuff. Um, I like the litigation forms,
Hmm.
um, but some are a bit generic. But that's the point.
Right.
Just want to know the basic standard. The thing that your group always does is incorporate, um, paragraphs that get you to actually define the standard, right? So that's good.
Hmm.
Uh, and so, well, I don't know. I've used it for a lot of different kinds of complaints. Um,
How many years have you been using it?
oh, 5,
Okay.
yeah, somewhere in that
Hmm.
range.
Okay.
I think the annual fee is the only way to go.
How many forms would you say and maybe you and your son, how many do you use a day or a week if you had to estimate?
I bet I look at either a purchased form already or your new form at least once a week.
Okay. Any other examples of forms that you've used recently that you can think of?
The last 2 months, I've used multi-state promissory note unsecured. I've used the Minnesota contract for deed package. I've used the Minnesota stipulation and scheduling order, and the first set of requests for admission. I always start there with the admissions. I don't know why. I just always
Hmm.
start with discovery there.
Okay.
Um, Offer to purchase commercial property, dismissal without prejudice,
Hmm.
residential landlord tenant rental lease forms, uh, independent international contractor agreement, uh, an uncontested no fault divorce. I'm working on that still.
Okay.
Pain in the ass. Yeah, one of my favorite form names is Minnesota agreement or contract for deed for sale and purchase of real estate, also known as land or executory contract. That's funny as hell.
Would you recommend U.S. legal forms to other lawyers or firms?
For new lawyer, that's awesome. By the way, your stuff for new lawyers are perfect. So it's like Nancy New and Jill General, right? Those are the two pictures I would see. Um, it
Oh, could you elaborate more on why it is good for new lawyers?
You've read a lot of cases and you have a lot of knowledge. And if you go to the right law firm, you might even go to a clinic once in a while and know what a pleading is. I mean, you don't, when I started many years ago, if it wasn't for a good legal secretary, I'd have been hosed. I mean, my first assignment was, would you write a full slate of discovery for this case? Yeah, sure. What the hell is discovery? I mean, I kind of knew what discovery was, but I never
Yeah.
drafted this discovery agreement. Um, and so this serves as a cost cutting on that.
Mm.
It helps you tie into institutional knowledge that you don't have, right?
Right.
Um, yeah, it's
That's a great point.
it's invaluable for that. I mean, it literally is institutional knowledge that other people can plug into
Hmm.
either through a secretary of paralegal or just a
Yeah.
database search.
Yeah.
But if you just coming out hanging a shingle and trying to compete with folks like that. I have a friend
Yeah.
that always says, in fact, I bounced a lot of our product ideas off him. He always said, every time I go up against a large law firm, it's just me on one side of the table in a deposition. It's like that scene in Star Wars where all the dead Star Wars people are right behind the guy. There's a team of 10, 20 people helping him.
Yeah.
Um, and it provides some confidence that you can that you know the vocabulary.
In one sentence, one or two sentences, why do you keep on using U.S. legal forms? Why do you like it?
I think it is the institutional knowledge that
Mm.
a small lawyer I don't have.
Mm.
um, I can't walk down the hall and say to somebody, hey, have you ever done a what you blah blah blah? No. um, I go online and I get something and it also says, oh, by the way, you know yeah, I think it would be tying into a larger picture of institutional knowledge.
Yeah. That's great to hear.
I'm just going to spend more time in the next few weeks looking at air slate.
Cool.